Welcome back. I'm Tobyana, and this is going to be a little video showing you guys how I do the poinsettia coloration on Aywas. So I'm going to start off with the chibi base that I did in a previous video, and I'm throwing in just the base colors, white of course for the eyes, and I turned off the shading because it was distracting. And I'm using a bright red for the eyeballs. And you guys can see the color palette that I'm using, and I have provided the hex codes for it. And anybody who is interested in getting the flower or seeing the hex codes on a flat PNG, just go ahead and comment down here your email address and I'll shoot you the link to that as well. So I'm just throwing in a fade onto the legs and the tail and then cleaning that up so that it's just on the legs and the tail and not the stomach, because I want that to kind of pop a little bit more. I'm throwing it on the ears, and I'm going to throw in a white color like from the eyes into the ears, so that those are just going to pop a little bit more. And I'm using the magic wand tool to kind of get rid of what I don't want out of that ear, because that was just quicker. And I'm going to throw in some floral patterns into this, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with this because my computer is lagging like crazy, so I'm getting these really patchy lines, which I don't want. I want a smooth line. So you see a couple of times where I just redo those lines a couple of times. And then I'm going to go in with that darker color that I used on the fade, and I'm going to fill in the same sort of pattern over the top of the white, so you'll see that in a minute. But I wanted to do some fun stuff around the eyes, and I forgot to fade the nose, so you saw me do that just now. But yeah, so that's what we're starting off with on this coloration. And this is more of a Christmas coloration. It's off the poinsettia, and I don't know if you guys have poinsettias wherever y'all are watching from, but I have poinsettias here and I think they're really pretty, so that's what I did. And you can see I tried to like duplicate that white, but it didn't work really well, and I wanted it to look a little different, so I went in and hand drew those lines, and now I'm coloring the shading. You always want to color your shading, otherwise it just doesn't look finished. And coloring the shading where your markings are really makes those markings easier to see. Now I did all that coloring on the original full Melo so that for breeding purposes this would be really easy to breed, whoever ends up owning this. And now I'm adding in the edits, and I like to make my life easier, so I just copied and pasted the markings from the original design onto the template for each edit. So I finished that on the nubby feet, and now I'm doing the tail, and I'm going to color the tail the same that I colored the eyes, so that red, and then I'm putting in that darker fade at the base. And then I'm going to go in and do the eyes, and I realized that I masked off like the markings under the eyes, and it's super creepy, so I had to go back and fix that and figure out what I needed to hide and what I didn't. Clearly I didn't want the eye colorations from the original showing up underneath my eyes, so I took care of that. And I'm going to fill those in with that red that we used on the nose. Nose and the little eyebrow things. I don't know what makes those eyebrows, they're just little dots, but that's what I may put on there. So, and now I'm putting in a hair that you guys haven't seen yet. That tutorial will come up in a bit after I finish my paper. And I'm playing with the colors. At first I started off with the red for the base and then the dark red fade at the top, but when I duplicated the eyes so you could see those kind of through the hair, it made it really hard to see, so I flipped that, so the dark is going to be at the bottom and the red is going to be at the top. And I did duplicate the eyes and kind of push them back a little bit so you could see that through the hair and you didn't lose so much, because I just think that looks cool. And threw the poinsettia in, and now I'm going to add the snow. I played with this a couple of times and I was having a lot of issues with the leg, just throwing in these big thick white shapes, which is not what you want with snow. So I was trying to figure out the easiest way to do this to kind of work around the leg, and I found that first going in with a really soft white brush and throwing in the shapes of the snow, and then going in with my brush super tiny with a medium-sized scatter on it, and then just going back over the snow to give it those white spots like sparkles really made it look like snow, and it didn't take a lot of brush strokes or me dotting at the screen, so I was able to avoid more of the leg and get that done a little quicker. So that's the finished piece, and I hope you guys like it. If anybody's interested in this coloration, it is going up for sale in my US dollar thread for the Melo bundle that I have on Aywas. So if you're playing Aywas, go to Aywas and check that out. Otherwise, if you want access to the color codes on a flat PNG and the image of the poinsettia, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and post underneath with some way for me to send that to you, whether it be email or if you're on Aywas, just send me your ID number. Comment with your ID number, guys. Have a great day, and you guys have a great night, and have a great holiday. There we go. Night, guys.